Hello, I want to start off by introducing myself. My name is Renee Mandy, and I chose to do my thesis proposal on relational dialectics theory. I first off want to pause a moment. My allergies are bothering me extremely bad, so if my voice sounds a little raspy at times or if I'm sniffling, I apologize. I hope it doesn't interfere with the clarity of this video too much. Next, I just wanted to let you guys know I did choose to attach a PowerPoint along with this presentation, just something simple to give you something basic just to kind of like follow along with. I don't go too much in depth on it because I want to save that for my presentation. So, if you click to slide 2, I actually list the 5 aspects that I want to make sure I go over in this presentation. That is, I'm first going to go over the purpose of my study, which is important. Secondly, going to go over what effective communication is, which is also important. And then, thirdly, the miscommunication, the misconceptions that couples tend to have of what effective communication is, or what communication is in general. Then I'm going to go over what relational dialectics theory is, and what the relational dialectic tensions are. And then lastly, I'll be going over how effective communication plays a role in improving marital issues and maintaining dialectic tensions. So the purpose of my study. The overall purpose of my study is to analyze the dialectic tensions that exist within a relationship. However, for my particular study, when I'm referring to relationships, I'm actually referring to marital relationships because my study, I'm solely zoning in and analyzing that of marital relationships and dialectic tensions that exist in marital relationships and poor communication that affected marital relationships, and how effective communication can help resolve these conflicts that arise in marital relationships, as well as dialectic tensions, which can be an arising issue in many marital relationships. So, through analyzing how relational dialectics affect a relationship, we must first build a firm understanding of how poor communication is actually at the forefront of many conflicts that tend to arise within a relationship. Again, when I refer to relationships in my presentation, I'm referring to marital relationships specifically. In an article that was published in the American Journal of Family Therapy, this article was published by J.E. Broderick. Broderick actually identifies or tells us that one of the most commonly identified issues is poor communication amongst couples. As I further discuss in the abstract section of my thesis proposal, this study will focus on seeking to analyze the extent of that common issues in a relationship are actually categorized as just dialectic tensions, and what issues are not categorized as dialectic tensions but can still be combated utilizing effective communication skills and strategies. Let's see here. Additionally, we're going to furthermore analyze the role that effective communication plays in ensuring that these dialectic tensions, as well as other arising marital conflicts, remain at a maintainable level, utilizing effective communication strategies. The overall literature review that I composed for my actual thesis proposal focuses on several aspects within the context of effective communication within marital conflict. These aspects are the importance of communication in marital relations, how communication can help to improve marital issues such as diminishing conflicts, as well as dialectic tensions, and lastly, the misconception couples tend to have of what effective communication is. Ironically, this last point I feel is actually the most important because that's almost at the root cause of many issues we see, because a lot of couples think that they have good communication skills. They think they're unaware of what true good communication is. Therefore, when they really actually do have bad communication skills, they don't even realize it. They don't even recognize that as a problem in itself. Many couples wrongly assume that since they communicate in everyday conversation with each other, that they have good communication skills. And this was a major issue that I frequently revisit and discuss in my actual literature review that I composed for my thesis proposal. When I'm referring to everyday convo, I'm referring to things just like, hey, honey, how was your day? How was work? Are you wanting to do anything this evening? Everyday convo like that. Like, in essence, this is the same basic convo that we tend to have with a friend that we run into at the supermarket that we haven't seen for several months, that, hey, how you been? You know, what's anything new? You know, you want to grab lunch this weekend? Get caught up, you know, catch up or whatever. Um, your relationship with your spouse should be so much more in depth than that. A common myth that was identified by Dr. John M. Grahal in his article entitled Nine Steps to a Better Marriage is he identifies that there is in fact a common myth amongst couples that they think that since they talk to their partner, they're automatically communicating. The true test of whether or not you have good communication skills within your relationship is if you're able to sit down and talk about more sensitive topics, more in-depth topics such as budgetary or finance problems, child rearing, division of labor, without it turning into a heated argument where you're having a harsh exchange of words, where you're attacking one another. When you're able to sit down and maturely, calmly exchange, send and receive a message in a way that both parties can try to understand where the other one is coming from, and you can reach a mutual compromise or a mutual understanding. So next, I want to actually spend some time talking about relational dialectics theory in itself, since I'm already running out of time. Relational dialectics theory was originally proposed by Leslie A. Baxter and J.K. Rawlings. Relational dialectics theory is actually an interpersonal theory. The core of this theory focuses on three sets of contradictions or relational dialectics. I've kind of seen it referred to as both of those terms throughout all my research. So anyways, these are tensions that tend to exist either amongst oneself in a relationship or amongst the partners, amongst each partner in the relationship. Andrew Herman's article entitled How Do We Get This Far Apart? Disengagement, Relational Dialectics, and Narrative Control. In this article, he actually discusses these dialectic tensions, and I use a lot of the information from this article. I incorporate into my literature review for my thesis proposal. So just in a nutshell, I'm just going to kind of condense it into the three main contradictions that he discusses. The first one is closeness, separateness. This is the desire to want to maintain your own identity in a relationship and your own independence, but at the same time, you want to have that united as one feeling with your spouse, and you want to do marital activities and things together. The next one is openness, closeness. This is the desire to be open and, you know, about just anything within your relationship, but also the desire to want to maintain individual privacy within your relationship. Lastly is certainty, uncertainty. Herman discusses this is a desire to have certainty versus a desire to have spontaneity and unfamiliarity in the relationship. These tensions can exist amongst oneself or between both parties. For instance, one spouse might desire closeness and the other desires more openness, like one desired to be more united, more together, do more activities together. The other likes to have their own individuality, go out with their friends, you know, to play golf or whatever, basketball on the weekends, and do their own thing, but their spouse wants to spend time with them and doing couple things. So it can go both ways. So in my paper, I discuss how the concept of effective communication and relational dialectics theory tie together. I'm sure you've kind of already started to kind of spin your wheels at bringing in your own understanding of that throughout my presentation, but I go in further in depth than that in my actual thesis proposal. So then, moving along to discuss my methodology. For my methodology, I constructed a survey which I will conduct specifically on married couples. So I'm only going to be doing my survey or conducting it on married couples specifically. The survey consists of 17 questions in total. The first couple are simple demographic questions. The last or remaining questions all focus and have to do with questions regarding relational dialectics theory and communication. There's a couple self-assessment questions couples answer about their own communication in their marriage. There's a couple open-ended questions where couples can kind of, you know, write about their own opinion and give their own feedback about what they feel effective communication is, why it is important to a marriage, etc. So I'm hoping to really gain some good insight from the survey that I have conducted. I'm actually really excited to conduct this survey. So a relationship can be easy or hard. You know, a large part of it is the amount of effort that couples are willing to put into it. And that's where a lot of relationships go wrong, is that as soon as a conflict arises, rather than couples wanting to sit down and just discuss it and try to meet a mutual compromise, they rather just call it quits. And, you know, a relationship is supposed to be about two couples that do go through highs and lows and ups and downs, because that's inevitable within a relationship, but they use effective communication skills and conflict management strategies to combat these obstacles, and ultimately it makes the relationship stronger and more sturdy. This is in essence is what makes the marriage between two individuals so beautiful, and what a relationship truly is all about. Thank you for watching my presentation. Hope you guys enjoyed.